position has been compromised. Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
The Grineer used to be builders, but now all they make is war.
Watch out. I'm detecting void fissures nearby. Do you have a matching relic?
Okay. Shouldn't be always then.
You're near a fissure.
What am I even looking at?
Use that reactant to open a relic. The reactant is working on your relic. Find more.
That was a close one.
I'll have it. One nail it is to the beat.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
That's a pretty rapid beat, huh? What stance am I even on? Oh, it's seismic.
For the Lotus.
Fucking Octavia. I think you get the Warframe from the quest, so I'll get it eventually.
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Yeah, just mess up our own blueprint. I don't have a relic. Ah, shucks.
Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
Oh, it's friendly.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting?
Oh wait, I don't get to pick.
Any of y'all see the feeds light up? It's going down, kids.
Okay. Never. I do believe voice chat is in fact off, but I've never been quite sure. I'll just have to assume it's off. But the title is true in the literal sense. This has kept me up all night. I have not slept since yesterday. I just did the big story quest in this, which is like, there's not much foreshadowing for it, which both helps and hinders it. I think at the start, it probably could have benefited from foreshadowing to be a bit better writing. Give more of an aha moment instead of a huh. Oh boy, that ending just does not give you time to process. I mean, I read the wiki, so I knew the broad strokes, but oh, even that didn't prepare me. I can replay it too. I don't know if I should though.
Excellent armaments, operator. Please return covered in blood. Safe and sound.
Thanks, Orcus. What? Oh, right. Want rifle aptitude. Get one more. I can tack on thermite rounds. So for this, I have a 6. I don't have a 6. Actually, I do have a 6, but it's not a ranked 6. Curious though. It's already set up. That is already set up. Do you want to try out fracturing wind? But there's no way. Yeah, there's no way I can do it with that. Where's a 5 when you need one? Oh, a heavy. That's a new one. Let's go for Fury. Fury. Alright, just have to check. I don't say that just to test the mix. I've been looking over on that side at all.
Ordis has been counting stars, operator. All accounted for.
Why am I here again? I think to look up like some new secondaries. Your primary? I got the Baza coming in after the heck, so. It's gonna be a versus infested either way, so I should just spec for that. Actually, instead of flow, I should be using streamline. I guess that kind of. Guess that kind of does it. Hmm. Yeah, that does it. The Heck is ready, but I'm not finished with the Bratton Prime. The Endura is ready. I got a lot of Warframes on the way. Not enough platinum to buy all the slots I need to store them all. Ooh, affinity for melee kills. Alright. It's alright. My sidearm.
Look for personal life support modules dropped by fallen enemies.
Alright. I don't know. 20, 30 minutes. They can't hear me. Or they should be able to hear me, but I'd say 20, 30 minutes. If they can't hear me, well, I need to figure out how to disable that.
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time. That's a decent amount of horizontal recoil. Life support incoming. Another life support capsule is now available.
And so, like, later stage infected, I think around the... Maybe start appearing as early as 5-minute mark, but like definitely by the 15-minute mark, they start appearing ones that drain your energy just by being nearby, so energy siphon cannot overcome that, so I just went straight for increased armor. Because they do deal infected damage, some of them, which bypasses your shields. I had health regen, I had to use it. I've already taken health damage. Gosh, I do not like this. Okay. Noted, I am not a fan of fist weapons. Tried all 3 stances. Oh, that's a friendly maggot.
Has just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work. When you are ready, go to extraction.
Alright, get out of my face. Why is it when I hit reload, they start coming out the woodwork? Alright, be gone. Oh, see, my energy just went down by 25. Wow, that's just a lot of infected. Okay, so it costs like 52 now. I am going to just scurry along here and pick up the loot and get back to my position. Do you even need to be here? Okay, it's pretty much got covered. Nah, there's that door. pretty much got that covered. Need to keep that on cooldown. Come on, we're real aggressive then. It's over. Welcome to the thing that has occupied 80% of my time.
Look what our tenant operative just found. They could not do this without you.
So, how you been doing? Gosh, I wish these Scotlands weren't so big. To be precise, I haven't slept because of this game. It brought me beyond the edge. But yeah, it hasn't been a bad time, just this is the first time in many years I've stayed up 2 days. Yep. Oh, there's Roar. Oh, he got me. That's unfortunate. Okay, so as far as... Actually, I'm not even sure what to explain. Like, are you... I'm just going to assume your laptop can't run Warframe, so like, how much do I need to explain here? Oh yeah, and also we would be playing Downward tonight if not for the fact that this is like the 40th. Fuck, what hour am I on? I haven't done the math. '30th hour? I think I'm on the 30th hour. Something around there. Okay, so in the shortest way possible, you're a space ninja. And that's the entire power fantasy of this. As for what the core game loop is, it does have hints of good action game, and at least not bad shooter game baked in there. I mean, because like they do the looter shooter style, just enemies get beefier stats. The guns tend to not be that impactful, as you can see. They can sound beefy, they can have nice recoil, they can look nice, but the bullets just don't do jack sometimes. So the gunplay is kind of mixed, in my opinion. Melee seems consistently good, though. In fact, I should put a lot more effort into melee than I thought. Although that would go into a tangent. Oh yeah, I'm hoping it'll be like right after stream or soon after, but probably like a couple hours after I call it. I'm not entirely sure what the heck's up with, like, the starting point of all this. Like, I don't know why everything is the way it is in this universe, but, like, I kind of know how it is. So, we're in, like, our solar system, but we call it the origin system for, I don't know, as I've said. And there was this old war with the Orokin Empire and something, which they don't specify until later on in the game, like way later, that brought the Orokin Empire to its knees and then disappeared. And some remnants of that old war, like there's a clone army, and then there's like some high-tech pirate scavengers that are just now raiding the solar system, making it real hard for humans to live. And we are biomechanical armor. Like, we're not actually living organisms here. We're literally living suits of armor that were employed in the old war to fight for the Orokin, but we got reawakened to, I don't know, help humanity? Or just punching the shit out of things that threaten humanity. Is the bulk of the game. Oh. Well, you've come this late before when you had to do the dishes, so not too uncharacteristically late for you. I think I'm forgetting to use my abilities. Yeah, gameplay-wise, it's I guess in the broad strokes you could call it a looter shooter. It's not quite accurate. It's not like Borderlands where you have to loot a bazillion guns and hopefully find the right one. No, you craft guns, so you get exactly what you want, and then you can mod them so they do exactly what you want. It's just like you have to grind out a lot of resources to make anything. And then the crafting takes time, like it takes 12 to 24 hours to make a weapon. Yes, I have. It's like, this is just a very, very grindy game, so you could call it a looter shooter because of that.
Modules dropped by fallen enemies.
But you're seeing how, like, the core combat loop kind of goes. You got your ranged weapons, you got your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, and I just did in first order. The rifle is my primary, and the kunai are my secondary, but then you got melee weapon. And you can slide, and you can crouch, and you can sprint. However, you can also do a jump out of a slide, which is like way faster than sprinting. And then you can do a double jump out of that, and then you can slide in midair, which also increases your momentum, so you can just zoom around really fast. And you can also wall jump and parkour and do all kinds of things in the mobility department. It's got really good movement. It's not a bad game, but it's super grindy and super spinner box, so play at your own risk. I got hooked. Even though I was aware of it, I still got hooked on it pretty badly. Where's it? There it is. Anywho, the living suits of armor you swap out, and they each have 4 abilities. And I forget to use because the very first one I picked to start with kind of had some redundant abilities, so I ended up learning not to use those, and now that I have one that actually has useful skills, I just forget to use them. Anyway, I use melee a lot because it just deals consistently good damage, regardless of like the enemy type and level. Like in terms of per hit, it just blows bullets out of the water. And because like if you use status effects and some weapon combos, you can also stun lock enemies. There isn't too much risk involved. There is still some risk. I have lost a lot of health to infection. Wait, what's... Is it this? Yeah, this... whatever color this is. Magenta? This magenta field is a Warframe skill. I'm guessing it heals me. I'm not familiar. There's a lot of Warframes in this. There's a lot of Warframes. There's a lot of guns. There's a lot of melee weapons. There's a lot of mods. There's a lot of everything in this game. Yeah, that green cloud, that just deals health damage straight through your shields. So be careful of that. That is a clever way to get someone to keep eating.
The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.
As for what I'm doing right now, though, I guess I haven't addressed that, is you rank up your gear. So you gotta use your gear to kill things, and that'll rank it up. And the ranking up doesn't really increase the power for the most part. It increases your Warframe's power, like your health and your shields, but does not increase your weapon damage. Instead, it increases the mod capacity, and the mods do things like increase damage by 300%. So, you know, the mods are where the actual power are at instead of the base weapon. So in a way, yeah, ranking up your weapons is pretty key to make them more powerful. I feel like I've just kind of gone all over the place with explanation because there really is just a lot. Because the story isn't that important until it is. Which I know is like not something I'd expect to ever say about a game, but it's kind of true. Like the story is just kind of... There's the tutorial, which I think is actually pretty neat little narrative way to do it.
Life support has been replenished.
Like they start you off with waking up from your whatever kind of stasis you're in. And then Trilota's operator just kind of like supercharges you to get you fully functioning. But one of the bad guys actually gets to you first before you finish booting and attaches some kind of parasite on you. And so like over the course of the tutorial, you're like, you start off in God mode because you're overcharged, and then that parasite gradually disables your functions so you go back to normal play. That's a neat way to ease people into things. That's an unfortunate allergy to have. Yeah, after the tutorial though, there's like barely any kind of story. Until you get to like near the end of the star map, which is when you've gone to nearly every planet in the solar system. Then there's the quest I just did, which is like, what the fuck just happened? I mean, I get what happened, but what the fuck, man? This game just doesn't have a story until it does. And it's just... a lot of thinking to be had. Yes, I'd like to know that as well. Alright. Stop. Huh. Well, let me know when you finish the script. Add it to your website. And
Look what our Tenno operative just found. They could not do this without you. Life support has been replenished.
yeah, so the melee moves, I'll say, are more in-depth than what I use, and that's because Steam support for the DualShock 4 is, like, it's buggy. So I can't reliably access that moveset. And I can't change the key bindings for it. And I'm not playing mouse and keyboard because you know why. So I'm kind of at an impasse where I just have to use half the melee moveset, which it's fine. I wish I could, though. Great swords seem like they have some depth because of that. Yes. Standard. Dump a full mag into an enemy to kill it. Classic looter shooter trope. Oh yeah, this field definitely healed me. Okay. That's great for surviving in here. But eventually they're running out of energy. That's going to be an issue. Okay, 3 more minutes of this, and then gonna extract. Oh, really?
Life support activated.
Oh man, energy. Alright, there we are. so as far as like the melee stuff being more in depth than I think this game has any right to be. Well, it's kind of simple to start because this is literally just button mashing you're seeing here. And that's almost as far as it goes. It's just, it ties in, you get different moves with different movement, as well as ADS, giving you different combos. But as you can see, I have this, like, if I just tap LT, it does that, and if I go into melee, and then I tap it, it's a toggle, because Steam controller support is bad in some ways. I mean, it's great in others, a lot of customization, but like, why does it have this bug? And because of that, it's like, I have to hold down L2 to access this stuff. And if I want to do it for like one hit in a combo to be real nice and tactical with it, I can't, because it's a fucking toggle, or it's not, or it's just random as shit, because goddamn Steam. You had one job. Anyway, that's just one part of it. The other part is if I do forwards, and I'm not even sure if I'm doing it. Yeah, I was doing it. Just not as impressive as I thought it'd be. Usually if you do LT and hold forwards, L2, and hold forwards and attack, you'll do some leaping, lunging attacks that go into another combo of their own. And you have the heavy attacks, and you have the sliding attacks, and you have the aerial attacks, the slam attacks. There's actually a lot of moves. It only uses like an attack button and a movement button and like one ADS. It's really not a lot button-wise, but it manages to get quite a lot out of it. Yeah, we should be leaving. The longer we stay here, the higher their stats get. Oh, those are some nice crits.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Yeah, smooth movement is great. The movement in this, because it's always online, it does get a little slidey at times. It definitely has to be due to latency. If not for that, it would be pretty damn good. Like, I can't call Warframe a bad game, but I also can't, like, really recommend it, despite how much I play it, because it's just kinda you know, grindy games. There's just a lot to make. So this is like also fab crafting, and as you can see, a Warframe takes 3 days to craft. So as I said, a lot of time. And actually, that's not everything, because you need to craft the component parts, which take 12 hours each, and then the Warframe itself, out of those component parts, takes 3 days, so it's like 3.5 days at the shortest. Okay, what the heck are weapon ranks? Oh, master rank up. Nice. Yeah, that is the level up thing, though. It's nice. I'm glad this came up because I would have forgotten about it. So there's the 8 there. That's my mastery rank, which I guess you could say is your player level, but it's not really your player level. Rather, it doesn't really. It affects like the base mod capacity. So like, the weapon will start out with like basically its rank in mod. Bleh. I'll just do it the system. It's right here. So see, it has a 12 out of 30 because it's rank 30. So basically this number is the higher of the two, either the weapons rank or my rank. So all the weapons will start out with a base 8 mod capacity. And then they have to get to rank 9 before it increases again.
Stand by while I analyze the intelligence profiles of the Grenier. Error, not a number. Did the operator enjoy this witticism?
Yeah, there's orders. Yes, you could. What other games have I played with great movement? Okami had a great sense of momentum to it, but turning was a bit of a difficulty. Rather, you had to turn slowly. When you got going, boy, it was that fast. What else I could movement? No, off the top of my head, I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, I guess I can show you here. So like, it's just a plus 135% damage is what this mod does. So as I was saying, like, you get like plus 60% fire rate, another 90% damage in elemental, like plus double your crit damage. So the mods like make your weapons more so than the weapons themselves. Though they are percentages, so you do have to have some base stats that are good. Like the crit rate's kind of on this thing, so it'd be better to go for status. Speaking of infected clip. This thing is 25. Okay, what did I want? Oh, I do not want to use concealed explosives. I tried that. I don't like it. I use the because of the stick. Because I use this. Because I'm on a pad, I tend to aim things kind of close to me, and I end up hitting myself with splash damage a lot from these. Which, I mean, the damage itself ain't that bad, but like it causes a self stagger, which is just awful. What was I gonna go with this? Ah, yes, crit rate. Crit rate means pistol gambit and target cracker, and it does a lot of puncture damage. So I guess I'll throw in no return. And here's a quick draw. Alright, now that reminded me. It was Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill was the other game I had played that had great movement. That game was... I missed that game. Oh hey, it's like one rank off from max. Then I can get rid of these. Anywho, as I was saying, like, you saw me there was actually with the Fracturing Wind stance, which has this move list. I was saying, like, the melee in this game is, like, more in depth than it has any right to be. But then there's different stance mods. So there's actually like 3 different move lists that you can have for, and like these two, the ones that require the LT press, as I say, because of how Steam controller support works, I just can't do these consistently. Yeah, the Ultra Kill just had just the right amount of momentum. You could turn on a dime, but you still didn't come to an immediate stop when you let go. So it really felt like you had weight, but also power in those legs. And I don't think I've ever used a wall dash attack yet. Yeah, there's like sliding attacks, heavy attacks. There's the, I think they call these the tactical strikes in some patch notes I read of while exploring the Warframe wiki. There's your attacks while moving forwards, and there's your basic combo, slam attacks, all kinds of things. Oh, the coin is amazing. But seriously, try out everything, or not. If you want to have a lot of fun in the game, then use everything. I mean everything. But if you just want to get through it, then play how you feel like. Let's see. I'll build a crit, but I think I'll go with Fury first. Then a bit of reach. Then, what element, if at all? Crit rate, I don't have enough for volcanic anymore. Do I? If I got rid of reach or fury, I can do without reach. Volcanic, and I could thickening. Oh, attack speed and combo count chance. That's just attack speed. What the hell's quickening do? %40 attack speed. Okay, that's way better than Fury. Although I can stack the two. Oh, but that hurts my fingers. There's like all the speed boosts in this game also increase attack speed. So it's just like you end up with like some one-frame attacks on some weapons, and it's just it hurts my fingers to try and mash that fast to keep up with it. So I don't think I want to increase the speed that much, but I now know that I can. 6 left. I guess I'll just throw in Organ Shatter. There's your crit damage. Alright. So I could show you. So, well, you can grind out most things. There's a couple of things that you kind of have to pay for, otherwise you get pretty gimped, and that's equipment space. So, resource-wise, they give you infinite inventory. It's not like your other online games and looter shooters where you have limited inventory space to store things. You can store up until the max integer count hardware-wise of everything. But when you get to Warframes and your weapons and your companion slots, that's where things get limited, and that's where you have to end up buying stuff with the premium currency. Because you start off with just 2 Warframe slots, which is like the fucking lie. Weapon slots, what you start with, you can make do, but as I collect more melee weapons, I end up having to buy more. Yeah, the I don't think I ever really got into the Half-Life engine's movement. I know it felt real slippery at first, but then I got used to it and it felt pretty natural. I don't think I ever played with it long enough to do the advanced stuff, and I can't play with it anymore because Steam revoked access to everybody who got Half-Life for free. So, you know, like these fists I plan to sell as soon as they're maxed out because I don't like them, and that'll free up the slot. And there's I have like 6 Warframes I gotta craft and 2 open slots. This is not good. Well, I hate those. I'm keeping them around because I don't have a claw stance yet. So, like, I tried using this without a stance, and oh my god, they're fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible without a stance. You have just 2 attacks. It's just, you swipe with your left claw, then you swipe with your right claw, then you loop back to the left claw, and that is it. Ad infinitum. And it's not even fast, it's slow. And it doesn't even deal that much damage. It's like, what the fuck is up with that? So I gotta find a claw stance somewhere in the game, and then I'll give these a proper shot. I do like the gauntlets, though. The gauntlets are real nice and fluid. The dagger has been surprisingly useful. It took me a bit to get used to it, because it has a lot of forward momentum on the attacks and a lot of multi-hits, but it does good damage, and you get very good elemental chance. Hey there, Anthony. The other daggers, I'd like to try a different stance if I can find one, because the one we have is, it's better than the claws, but it's a bit similar in terms of functionality. The katana I had, which is basically just a katana, I did not have a stance for it at first as well, but I eventually got one, which completely changed how it freaking handled, like entirely. Like even the idle animation is different with the stance for this one. And I like it now because of that. Oh, hey, Broken War. Forgot I even got you. The staff I've had for a long while, because I like the staff. Staff is nice for juggling things. Then we got the fists, because I wanted to try these out, because I have all 3 stances for it, and I don't like any of the fists. And the sword and shield, which I don't have any stances for, but without stances, it's still fine. Oh, I think this has those. I haven't crafted any yet. Yeah, there's a bunch of weapon types I don't have, and that I don't have space for. Like, there's regular swords, there's dual swords, there's great swords, there's hammers. Gosh, what other was there? I know there's scythes, there should be machetes, their own weapon type, there's pole arms, there's pole axes, and yes, those two are indeed separate. Wait, was it this one? Might have been. There's just fan of blades. I don't know how that handles. Oh, there's tom fans, like, you know, the blades. You know what? I'm not quite sure how to describe those. There's nunchucks. I forgot about those. There's split function swords. This one is both a dual sword and a great sword. It's like a fusion in between each other. There's rapiers. Are there spears? So that's a scythe. Oh yeah. There's whips, and the whips, and a lot of the whips I'm seeing here have blades on the ends, and I'm not sure how that functions. And I'm not quite mentally prepared or really interested in whips. Like, eventually I'll get to them. I'm kind of delaying it, because I'm more of a sword guy. So yeah, that, like, scythe blade on the end of a chain thing is probably in this game. It's somewhere, somehow, but I don't have it. Yeah, the tonfas I want to use, but I, like, haven't had the resources or the mastery rank to, like, get any. And at this point, I can't show you because I'd have to, like, find the blueprint, buy the blueprint, and then craft the blueprint, which would take like 12 to 24 hours or something. So, you know. But yeah, on the limited inventory space, it's very limited in this. They give you 50 platinum to start with, so, like, use that, especially on your Warframe slots, because I said you start with 2, and it costs 20 to get more. And this costs 12, and it gets you 2 slots per. The thing is, you can actually trade for platinum, like, in-game. Like, it's allowed in-game. You can just trade directly with other players, and you can trade platinum in that menu. You don't have to do a roundabout third-party way of gifting it or anything. So if you get, like, prime parts, you can sell those to other players for platinum. And it's slow, but free. So all these prime parts to make just better gear. Again, it's super. I really need to stress this. It is super fucking grindy and addictive. Like, you gotta back out early if you don't want it sinking your fangs into you. Otherwise, be like prepared to either pay up to skip the grind, because you can use platinum to skip a lot of the time sinks, or just have all day, every day free for the rest of your life. Alright, what is this mastery? Yeah, get rid of your other good games before you go into Warframe. Right, so leveling up in this game, how that is achieved is you actually have to rank up your other gear. So like you don't just gain experience offhand, you actually, your gear gains experience, and the experience that gear gains contributes to your overall level. And when you get enough, you get this notification, which allows you, which you don't just level up, you take a test, and you get 1 shot per day in infinite practice runs.
Attack is not always the best option. Using your stealth abilities eliminate all enemies without being detected.
Well, this is not a stealth Warframe. This is a full frontal assault type of Warframe. So, yeah, it does have self-instant kills, by the way. But it... Oh, there's more. Yeah, there's like one Warframe I have in the works that has an invisibility cloak, but I need to wait like, again, like 3 days. Oh, I don't even have my abilities to use, never mind. One thing I will say though about the... I've kind of fooled around with the stealth a bit at first, and they don't hear any of your movement. You can sprint, round slam, do whatever the fuck you want. As long as you don't enter their line of sight, they don't detect you. But the thing is, like, it doesn't have a fully fleshed out stealth system, so there's no, like, leeway. There's no fuzziness to being spotted. Like, you are or you aren't. And when you are, even if you're silent, they have unsilenced guns, so as soon as they start opening fire, your position's already screwed. Which is why, like, a lot of the time, especially in pub matches, people are just going to go full frontal assault, because if they get spotted, there's no going back to stealth. Unless you silence everybody instantaneously. I can probably just, like, smack them in the face, honestly, if they are level 1. But I want to do the stealth takedowns. Those are more satisfying. And they are unique to each weapon type, too. Although Gauntlets and Fists share one, because, you know, they're both hand-to-hand. Unique as far as that goes, you know? Alright. What can I do? If it was avoid triggering the alarms, that would be a lot easier for me. Oh yeah, there's aim gliding too. So if you ADS while you're mid-air, you start gliding. It does have a timer on it, so you can't just glide indefinitely. Not about that. Because again, the whole ADS issue thing. I have to be careful with Rhino though, because if he hits the ground hard enough, he sends out a huge shockwave explosion. And that's definite. they won't hear it, but it's a wide radius. Will probably hit someone and then not kill them, which, like, that's an issue. So that means I'll be spotted. Oh, cool. You're not detected. Oh, I get attempts. Alright, cool. Did it reset the enemies, though? That's actually my question. Seems like it? Okay, yeah, that'd make things a lot easier. Going for backstabs may be more satisfying, but it's not necessary. Ah, I didn't kill. Oh, face it backwards. I'll swap out the melee weapon the next time I try this so you can see some of the other stealth kills. Well, one other stealth kill. Alright, heavy slam it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they just do not hear you. At fucking all. Alright. What do I have that's like better slam damage though? Oh, that seems like better slam. Only slightly though. This thing is smaller radius, slide attack source, but otherwise it's better. This one's just better except for the slam radius. That one is... you know what? I'm interested how the Kana stealth attacks. Oh, also, cool thing. You can even, like, you have to buy these as well, but you can change the holster style too. For, like, every melee weapon in the game, and it remembers it on, like, a per Warframe, per weapon basis. So you can have your greatsword holster differently for, like, each of your Warframes. How does that compare? That is worse when it comes to slam. Slam attack, slam radial damage. Oh boy. How is that? Radial damage is lower. Okay, I'll stick with the dagger. If I fail this, it'll be the first time I fail it, and it on stream. For all to see who happened to find my channel.
Eliminate all enemies without being detected.
See how... There we are. gonna spawn in. There they are. There they are. I don't know how long their cones of sight are, though. Those things aren't that far upwards, though, so that's usually a good idea. Ah, that's so close. I mean, I think there's like over 30 Warframes, if not over 100 or something. I don't know, there's like a lot of Warframes. I feel like they might see me on top of this tower. And back a bit. Alright. As we practiced. Wait for the three to come together. And then heavy slam them. I'm not going to go for that guy. Not yet. Go for the top one. And that leaves one left. And done. Alright, so now I may or may not have access to new weapons. I have increased base mod capacity and some other small benefits. The max, like, I think, like, the cap is 30 for, like, everything, I think. But there's, like, obviously gameplay after 30 that I have no idea about because I've deliberately not looked up stuff that's not immediately relevant to me. Now then, back to Rhino. Back to training that. Yeah, so here's the claws. You can see them. When I get a stance and I decide they're still trash, they will still be trash. Is this a sword or a great sword? I think it's a sword. I can check with the stance.
Operator, your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha ha.
Yeah, it's a sword. Then where is is pressure point. I don't know, do I slap on? Yeah, I guess I'll slap on Molten. Which then means I want... I guess Quickening. And that leaves me with 3, so... Reflex Coil, I guess? Yeah, Reflex Coil. Shield. Dual daggers. There are dual swords, and I had some dual swords that I really liked, but they kind of fell behind statistically, or rather, I just kind of stopped using them. I really like the gauntlets. You know what? There's like 15 minutes left. I'll show some. Actually, is my primary maxed? He's maxed. Okay. Equipment, inventory. So I know I've got 1 slot left. So, like, what do I sell, if anything? Other daggers I don't really use. Not anymore. So I guess I could sell those. The boar, definitely, because we're getting the shotgun. Actually, yeah, I think I'll just sell the boar for now. I like the Attica, though. The Attica is a full auto crossbow. Repeating crossbow, and I really like it. Right. The heck? The heckin' shotgun. Alright, shotgun mods are different from rifle mods, even though they're both primaries, so rip. Oh, I can throw in point blank, though. That's nice. It's a quad-barreled shotgun. Alright. Actually, do you want to see when the story kicks in? Like, really? Because I think I replay all the quests. Yeah, I should be able to replay all these quests. So Awakening would be the tutorial. It kind of starts kicking at Nata, and then it really kicks in at Second Dream.
Everything in orders, operator? Is that a pun? I will attempt to bypass this fault.
Alright. No, I'll start with Nata.
I have just detected signatures matching the new drone. Gather scans of it to determine its origin and capabilities.
Alright. These new drones are actually a little creepy, because they have this screen shader that like flickers when they get nearby. And the thing is, there's another enemy type that's actually really, really fucking strong that just randomly hunts you down these missions that has a similar shader effect. Oh yeah, that shockwave there is, with the boom, is Rhino hitting the ground hard. Yeah, like the fucking sliding attack with the gauntlets is just, you just kick them. Do a somersaulting kick. It's fantastic. Alright, the leaping attacks. And then there was, what was it? Alright, the heavy attacks. Just like a fucking heal drop,
I'm not getting a good feed.
and some punches.
Object they're pulling data from? Scan it for me. It is just old war wreckage. Why are the corpus suddenly interested in it?
Alright.
Another scannable signature just appeared near you. You may be able to determine what the corpus are up to.
Well, this is like the first planet you go to, so the enemies are pretty low level. Just keep the scanner out. Oh yeah, it took a while for me to notice. These zip lines you can actually like run across, and you can sprint across them, and when you hop across them, you keep your momentum forwards. I think there's like about 3 stances per weapon type. Set there's like a lot of melee variety.
I'm not getting a
Yeah, that flicker.
If you found a drone, scan it before it notices you. Tenno, what did you see? My data stream went dark.
Yeah, most of this quest is through those little side dialogues.
I am sensing some signal masking. It will take some time to decipher.
That's this quest though. The next quest is not through those.
This drone is not as designed. If you can get another scan, I can determine its origin. Tenno, I need you to scan another drone. I'm not getting a signal, but if you found a drone, scan it before it notices you. Good. I'm putting the stream together now. It is an oculist. That means... I'm sorry, Tenno. Stay safe.
Hello? Did the Lotus just abandon the operator? Get cut off? I have extraction ready. I think you should hurry.
Yeah, so the deal with Ortis is he's your onboard AI for the ship that controls it. And he's been with you since, like, before you got petrified or cryostasis or whatever. So basically, your ship's just been out there and been getting kind of picked apart over the millennia. And so he's, like, malfunctioning. And you never get him repaired. So he just kind of glitches out mid-sentence. Has, like, split personalities. If you hang around the ship long enough, he'll give you some quips, which I've heard a lot. I don't quite get tired of them, honestly. In here now for a different weapon.
Operator, Ordis knows what it is like to be abandoned. Don't worry, someone has offered to help us.
So, pupil, the spring has ended. The lotus blossom has snapped shut, her true nature revealed. Now, we shall see if codependence can be broken. Let us begin to unravel her long-hidden truth.
Yeah, I'll just get this thing. I know, I was so curious about this game, and now I'm unfortunately getting you curious about it too. The thing is, I can't even wholeheartedly like refute this game because it's not a bad game. It's just like it's not a great game, and it really demands a lot of your time.
Is of a menace long thought dead. They study us, study our enemies. Let us sharpen our knowledge of them.
Gosh, that plus 40% is a lot. Jesus fucking Christ, that's fast. I mean, that's not as fast as like a speed boost will get me. Speed boost is like I can't even manage to keep up with it. Yeah, like standing still, I have like this 3-hit combo, but like running, I have these downward slices. And then, nah. Yeah, there we are. And see, like, it hit toggle. Freaking Steam did the bug thing again. I'm not even holding L2 and it's doing the attacks. Which is why I don't bother with that moveset. Hey, isn't that what I'm supposed to do once you get rich off your website?
This console will serve my purpose. Unlike your Lotus, I will not keep its secrets from you. Exercise your training. Defend the console.
I don't know if these are low level or if the heck really shreds, because I heard this is a really good shotgun for early game. You can get in this too. It's not... It sure is powerful, but it's not really as fun. True enough. You never really know how much time something will take until you do it. Oh, it's 4-hit.
Move on.
Yeah. Okay. Beyond Arc Trap.
Access the console. Protect this console. Go.
Wait, is this thing like a mid-range shotgun? I don't know, I'm just really used to viewing game shotguns as like point blank only. This thing might actually be pretty good at range. There's a reason they separate back-end and front-end developer roles. I barely got educated in the front end, but I know, like, it's neat how they do all that stuff, but oh my gosh.
For one last piece. Advance to the final console. This is it. The answers we seek lie within.
Yeah, so if you fall far enough to do a 3-point landing with Rhino, that's when the shockwave comes out. The thing is, you can actually animation cancel entirely the 3-point landing with a slide, because the superhero landing is it locks you in place, so it's just a horrible thing to land in unless you just want to look cool, I guess. Let's see, I might be on my infected config now that I think about it. I hope I'm on my A config. Yeah, you block bullets. Actually, you block everything. Well, everything except for that explosives. And you block the primary projectile of the explosive, but not the radial damage.
I have found that which wanted to be hidden. Advance to extraction.
Like, you're normally supposed to just, like, cut through enemies like a hot knife through butter. So if you're not, that's when you know you're fighting too high-level enemies for what kind of mods and gear you got. I really do have to wonder how long this will take, because I like delayed doing these quests for days and days. That's just how I roll. Doing it all at once, I really don't know. Probably, oh, most certainly overtime, because it is 2200 right now. Actually, are you up for overtime, or should I do this tomorrow?
Smarter than the others.
And while you consider your answer to that question, I am going to double check my... Okay, A config. That's good. Now then, back to fists so I get these maxed out.
The Grenier have plunged these depths and awakened an old evil submerged here. Capture the sergeant. He will know where this tomb is.
Alright, then more late night for me.
You don't have the authority. You are endangering the Tenno.
So, the petals have opened once more. But why now? Afraid of what we'll find?
I had to cover my tracks, but I see that Teshin has been leading you into an even greater danger.
The beast soon stirs, Lotus, revealing much. It will awaken and become whole again.
The sentient.
You know this one, don't you? He knows where the tomb is. Apprehend him.
Okay. I can just... Alright. Stop. And then start punching your ass. And capture.
We have our target. Advance to extraction.
Yeah. Definitely in Oblivion, they really overdid. Like, you see how fucking fast these punches are? And then there's like a speed buff that like fucking doubles or triples the attack rate. It's just... Ugh. Man, the fuck even are these? And this... the description for this stance mod is slow rhythmic strikes. This is slow. You can use aim gliding to really prolong. There's also a hacking minigame, which I'm kind of good at. I prefer realistic leveling because that's just like I like the idea of you growing overall stronger as your skills progress. And realistic leveling, instead of it tying a core attribute... Actually, I don't need this elevator. I'm saying, I don't need this elevator. But it would really help if they'd stop grappling me. Okay, time for a stomp. Oh, if you set up the construction set, you can then... you can't actually, like, open up the items that you have in your save file and add stuff to it. That's like baked in the save file, which we still haven't really cracked the code behind, so we can't edit your saves directly. But what you can do is make an item in the construction set that's completely identical to the item that you have, and then just add an enchantment to it, and then place it in like the testing hall or somewhere. You saw me do that, or maybe you saw me do that. Yeah, I'm in danger. Still smiling all the while. Oh, there it is. Max rank. I can sell these. Yeah. Do not like fists. How do I use a sword or an epee?
Speak, Lotus. The pieces are set. It is your move.
Till Rhaegar must be stopped from entering the tomb. I have to risk exposure to stop him. Go.
Yeah, so to give you, like, I guess an idea, if I go into see, look, this is the idle stance right now. Just hold it at your side, and it's like, I know it's a 2-hit combo where you do a drawing cut and then you do a return cut. And then when we switch on over, Blind Justice is just a completely different idle. And it's also a reverse grip. It's not even forward grip, it's reverse grip. Like, these stances, they can do a little or they can do a lot. Like, they did very little for the dual daggers, which is why I'm considering selling them. Because they also hurt my finger, because they can attack very fast, and like that, no. I must care for my hands at this point in time. Where were they? Ah, you're there. Alright, first, rapier. Rapier. Okay, so I do already have a stance for it. Oh, and it matches the polarity. Oh, I must have accidentally gone to B config. Alright, then no more. There is pressure point. And slap that there. We can slap on quickening because there's not really much need to not do that one. What is this queued at? Crits 10%, but the status is 36. Okay, that is melee prowess all the way. Might even put in reach. Oh, I can't put that in. Okay, melee prowess, and then reach. Exactly. I don't know why, but I like taking the teacher role in these types of setups. Again, this is my first ever rapier in this game. What are the combos? We have a standing combo, we have a forward combo, and then we have both a standing and leaping L2 combo. And the rest is all seems basic. Alright. But yeah, Tilregor is actually the boss for this planet. You fight him here at Titania.
Lizard, leech, bloody worm!
Cause I decided to clear out all these mission nodes. Like, alright, let me show you. Yeah, demo should be good. Yeah, you see like there's these blue parts? Yeah, like you get this connection, and you go to here, then you have to clear this mission at least once to unlock the adjacent node, and then so on and so forth until you have all of them connected. I just got put into random pug that got in here, or maybe it was a void pearl or something, so I just have this aberrant node here. But that's all just to say that like I decided that I'm going to clear all of Uranus's nodes before I do the quest. So I end up killing Tilregor before this quest says go kill Tilregor. So, doing things out of order. Oh yeah, and just keep in mind, when you start, there's these things, these junctions. These are the most important thing for you to do at the start. Because the game, like, really starts to open up and the story starts to kick in at, like, Neptune. And you have to go from, like, Earth to Venus to Mercury, and then back through to Earth to Mars, and then from Mars you can go to Phobos, and you get a little trip to the Void if you want. This doesn't have any kind of story events, but it's good for farming stuff. And then you go from Mars to Ceres, and then you go from Ceres to Jupiter, and then from Jupiter you can go to Europa. Europa has another connection to the Void. And then from Jupiter you go to Saturn, and then to Uranus, and then I'm on Neptune. And as you can see here, you have to meet requirements to actually unlock the junctions. So you don't have to clear all the nodes to unlock the junctions unless it specifically says so, which it has not yet, so I don't think it ever will. But yeah, I end up delaying the junctions a lot, so I could be a lot further in the star map. Basically, you can consider yourself out of the tutorial completely when you've filled out the entire star map, which I have not, because I still have Neptune, Pluto, Eris, and Sedna, and Deimos. I think, unless there's something more. Ah, yeah, this one. This was a twist mission.
Get to the waypoint. I will give you further instructions when you get there.
Alright. That's 1B. 2. I'm just gonna start mashing at this point. I don't know how many hits per button press, so I'm just gonna... Oh, that's a neat idol. Alright, and then just the forward one. Yeah, like the little like motion blur you're seeing in front of the tip of my blade, that's actually, first off, that's actually natively there, and that's gives you a clear indication of how far your weapon reaches, like beyond the actual physical model, and reach extends that by like up to an extra meter. Like an actual meter, like the size of your character model is like maybe like 1.5 meters or something. Or 2 meters or whatever. It's not like other games like ESO or like if your character is actually 5 meters tall if you compare them to like the waypoint notes. No, like 1 meter is actually a long distance in this game. And then, okay, this is just the standing L2. And then, oh, I released L2. Steam, why you do this to me? See, like, it's working right now, but then sometimes it just doesn't work properly. Now it's also not working properly in a different way, because now I can't do the fucking leaping L2 combo. Which is why, again, further reinforcing the fact that I just don't touch that half of the moveset because of this fucking buggy controller support. And it's Steam's fault, not Warframe's, by the way. Don't misplace your blame there. Anywho, you might wonder why, like, reach is at all useful if you're just going to go up point blank to a guy. It's because you're going to be killing, like, 10 guys at once with one swing, and reach lets you do that. So, like, you could end up just punching one guy, but you could also install the reach mod and punch 5 guys at once. You know?
You've reached the waypoint. Access the system.
Knew it. Little lizards can't resist another chance to get their sticky hands in my jar.
Till's cut off life support. Hold on, Tenno. I am readying extraction, but this will take time.
The sentient, the destroyer, the liberator. Depends on who you ask, but this thing is certain. I will have its secret.
Damage per hit seems low, but it is pretty fast. This is like without any kind of attack speed boost either, so like with it, my finger might be aching. Okay.
Life support on the way.
Probably just, yeah. So I'm not fighting infested, so I don't need to be super conservative with my... I never really tried out the heavy attack. Yeah, it's just a slow thrust. Yeah, it's 2 thrusts.
I've delivered a life support capsule.
I mean, it's starting to strain my wrists because your fingers are connected, you know. The bones go into your wrist and to your arm. It hasn't caused outright pain, but it has caused some, like, tiredness and fatigue. It's been mild so far, but I don't want it to get more than mild. So, like, I gotta be careful of weapons that strike too quickly. Which, if I give this the fucking quickening mod or the fury mod, it could strike too quickly.
I'm cracking open the sentience tomb and sealing yours at the same time. Not laughing? Well, I don't know. I find it funny.
It's not a tomb, Rhaegar. It's a cage. If you open it,
That? Teshin? So... the pseudo-Tenno lives! Still drunk on your own honor? Shocked it hasn't rotted you through yet.
Life support incoming.
I guess now during the lull in the exposition, a good time to explain Rhino's abilities. His first ability is a charge. Oh.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Actually, I wish I had a treadmill, because I do like running as an exercise, but like I don't have space, I don't have a circuit outside, definitely not during COVID, and it's definitely no space inside.
Freed us. How? How'd they do that? I want to know.
Right, so the first ability is a shoulder charge. I'll demonstrate on this guy. Oh, it killed them. If it doesn't kill them, they go flying forwards with me. You know, like that ragdoll. They're still alive. But they're there. The second ability is that, which makes me A, invulnerable for like 3 seconds, and then B, gives me like 1,000 HP shield. It's called Ferret Armor, so it has its strengths and weaknesses, like it's weak to corrosive damage. But it's like an extra bonus 1,000 HP after the invulnerability period ends. Yeah, I don't have space in my room. But I do have a little bit of space to do some aerobic exercise in the morning, like squats, lunges. That's mostly it. I can't really do jumping jacks to make the house, it's an old house, so floors would shake at that sudden movement of body weight. Alright, there's no... I guess while I'm on the topic of melee...
Hundreds of hours and just cracking through the sarcophagus now. Open wide.
is there's a combo meter, which you'll notice like in the lower right, 3 times over 61 or 4 times over 61. That, I don't fully know what it does. I know one thing it definitely does for sure, and that multiplies your heavy damage. So like, if I use a heavy attack, that expends the entire combo meter, and so my heavy attack does 4 times damage. However, I also kind of heard, but did not confirm, that it also increases like your status and crit rates too. So like, getting a good combo meter going is a good deal. And the combo meter is just as simple as getting a bunch of hits chained together, like successful hits within a certain time frame. That's really it. I hate that grapple hook. You can dodge it, but like it has such a short wind up that I just get hit by the time I notice it.
It's massive. Empty. Where are they? Did they escape? Wait. What's this?
Don't do it, Rhaegar.
Alright, so back to the abilities. I told you about the armor and vulnerability in charge. And there's Roar, which is an AoE buff. It's 50% more damage. Yeah, 50%, 30 seconds. And affects all allied Warframes, including myself, within a certain radius. It ignores line of sight, so I can get you through walls. I use to buff myself. And I forget to activate this half the time, because I'm so used to Excalibur's like 3 abilities doing the same function. And then there's the Stop, which does damage and suspends them in time and air at the same time until I kill them. Well, actually, it's for 8 seconds, but still. Whichever comes first. Death or 8 seconds. So those are the 4 abilities of Rhino, and then the passive is... Right, it was the... If I land from a high enough height, I just make a huge shockwave. It doesn't actually deal a huge amount of damage, and... Gosh, that laugh was unsettling the first time I heard it. So there's no subtitles for that. So it's just like, what the fuck's that laugh coming from? Alright, now I need to actually read what you said coherently. Alright, treadmill we have...
Some primordial former. An engine for self-manipulation. What will it do for me?
What has he found?
What was that?
Okay, I got most of that. So you have a buggy treadmill. War would be helpful, wouldn't it? I'm just missing with that.
Not alone. Who was there?
Nata, who are you? You cannot hide from me.
All of you retreat now!
Nata, who have you become? Does this form remind you of what you once were? Time has carried my seed so very far from the branch.
Another life support capsule is now available.
This is 3 button. Actually, is it 3? Yeah, it's 3. It's 3 button inputs. Very quickly.
Leave now. Get out.
To slide into a jump. So it's slide into jump into ground slam. Just done very, very quickly. Alright, before I fully leave though.
Life support has been replenished.
Oh boy, I hope Death Cube doesn't die. Oh boy. So many arc traps. Oh, Death Cube did die. But that's fine. I'm just trying to try out one of everything. Yeah, I have come across some favorites, and I do my best to keep those in my inventory until they become kind of useless.
What is your lotus hiding? Who is Nata?
But like, as soon as I master a weapon, I move on to the next one.
It is not who I am now. We need to focus on now, not history. We need to seal the tomb. A blast capable.
The sentient is awake, Nata. It will not be contained for long.
Do not call me that. Containment will buy us time. Go now, Tenno. I will explain more when you reach the site.
do I have that's a 4? I do Gunslinger, but I feel like Quick Draw's not going to do anything for me, is it? I only got Target Cracker. I guess Gunslinger. Okay, I'm real curious to know how this will behave with quickening. How crazy will it be? Like, I know, like, for primary weapons, I know there's bows that I like. There's repeating crossbow, the Attica is nice. The Bratton is I guess it's a submachine gun. One of the starting submachine guns I also like because it's pretty accurate, rapid rate of fire, decent mag size.
Release the magma flows beneath and rebury the tomb.
Alright, how fast does this go?
During its lengthy arming process.
Yeah, that's faster. I hope you notice a difference. I can stack this with Fury. This is already kind of making my finger... Okay, that's having an effect on my wrist. Oh, I never showed you the Archwing. Yeah, you can actually use this to navigate space, but also underwater. So you do have like kind of Gundam style fights too with a few missions. Definitely not as in-depth as an actual Gundam game, but it's there. I found it eerie that there's like no enemies in here at the start. And then it turns into a defense mission. It's like, what the heck's coming? I know, like, I really like the Grenier style. There's two hacking minigames. There's one for the Corpus faction and one for the Grenier faction. I really like the Grenier one. Yeah, that really does shred through them, doesn't it? Yeah, so my little robot companion here is Death Cube Prime, because I got enough Prime parts to actually create him. And he's got his little machine gun. It's like a laser machine gun with a 100-round magazine. And then he also has his special laser. It's a mod called Vaporize, and it does exactly what you think it does. You hear that every now and again. But blue laser, yeah, and the plus 82, because it just instantly kills grunts. I don't know what the cooldown is on it, but he fires it out every now and again. Yeah, I can dig the rapier here. It's not quite my cup of tea, but I don't hate it, that's for sure. It's not like the fists where it feels awkward.
Destroy our history? Vandals.
The
They say as they've been polluting the earth this entire time.
Are either foolish or starving. Which are you, Gregor?
Alright. This thing got a little bad when I was not paying attention while reading. Time to use. My shields are so strong. But even by default, if you're already at this, you can tank like a good many hits from these guys. Melee hits actually do chunk your shields or into your health, but like the bullets, just like how your bullets don't do much to enemies, their bullets don't do much to you. You can just stand there and take hits for a while. That's why it's not really a cover-based shooter, you zoom around. I don't remember the name, but there was a game that was based around being like an actual hacker, where it just emulated a DOS system. You actually had to like hack in the back doors and things the actual real way, but I forget the name completely because I heard about it like maybe 10 years ago or something. I mean, like, a slide shotgun would be satisfying as fuck, but, like, I do not have the accuracy with the stick. Like, the aim assist in this game is... It's there, but it's not strong enough. It's not strong enough for trick shots. Nice double kill. Fucking point blank. By the way, the plus 82s and stuff you see is actually the affinity, which is what they call the XP for your weapons and gear and stuff.
Why did you betray me? Why did you not finish the sequence you started? Why did you stop at the last?
What is it talking about, Lotus?
For me, this is like nearly 100 hours in that we finally have like a little bit of story, so you aren't expecting it. There's like at least some attachment to the characters just through sheer time spent. No, did the reload actually finish? Yeah, I think the slams is like, if they manage to directly hit, they just about instantly kill everything because it deals like a shit ton of damage. Yeah, the most realistic hacking mini game I've ever played is it's the Fallout 3. So that hacking where you just find words and a bunch of garbled characters. What was I gonna mention? Nice. In case you missed it, my death cube just bisected the guy vertically by just, you know, bullets, or rather laser bullets, I guess. It happens sometimes. It's not consistent, but it'd get a bit boring if it was consistent, but you know. Okay, we got 5 more waves.
systems in ruin to bring an end to this. We severed worlds. Let them destroy me. Why is the sequence not complete?
Most intriguing, Notice. Do you two have a history?
I just have to laugh at the thought of that being the most realistic hacking game I've played. Because we all know, we all deride Bethesda for the quality of mechanics. Honestly, I can give Warframe a pass on the hacking because we aren't using a terminal actually. Do you remember like the whole Parazon? Oh, I don't remember what I was going to say. I was trying to talk about slam attacks, but I'll hold that off for a bit. Remember like when I was in the, or if you're paying attention while I was in the mod.
Daughter, the last of my womb. How can you do this?
Lotus, what are you not telling us?
Focus, Teshin. We need focus.
Right. And pausing for that made me forget my thought as well. Alright. I remember what I was going to say about Warframe though, about the slam attacks, but not what I paused to say. I don't really use wall jumps all that often. I mean, there's some like parkour challenges, like actual parkour challenges. I do them, but those are like side content. As far as the main game is gone, I never needed to do a wall jump. Well, almost never. I've never needed to like do like a dynamic wall jump, like doing a whole like V jump off of a wall, ping pong across places. I've done wall jumps though to like gain height, like that. I've totally done that. Okay, I was going to say about... Alright, so slam attacks, like, the base melee damage for this is probably like 170 or 200 something, but the base slam attack, like, if that hits directly, and I know it's a small hitbox, it deals like 2,000 base damage. It's enough to freaking eviscerate just about everything. Thank you for pointing that out. Maintain my... This is exactly how Warframe brings me into the mornings. I don't even notice the passage of time. But I still leave it up to viewer vote, or viewer discretion as to whether I play through the night to finish these quests, or we pick this up tomorrow night. Because at this point, you guys know I play this way past the time. A lot more. I currently do not mind. And yet again, I had to pause what I was saying about slams. So direct hit's like something like 2,000, but if you hit them with the shockwave though, it's like 100 something. With the heavy, if it doesn't kill them, it lifts them, which can, for lighter enemies, actually suspend them in the air like my stomp does, but for a much shorter duration. Where is he? Oh, way over there. Yep, he's shooting away at it.
Hold on, Tenno. It's almost armed.
betrayed us. As I awake, so will they. They will say you are Riven and want to reclaim you. I will not be able to stop them.
Ah, I know that experience all too well. So, I guess the question is if I should finish the Natah quest or if I should stop after this mission. But yeah, like the slam, you hit them with a shockwave, it tends to lift them and can even suspend them in midair for a bit, so you can lay into them even further. And if you direct hit, it's usually just instant death, which there actually aren't any instant death attacks in this game. Like there are no attacks that just say if hit by this then die. No, instead it's just like, alright, this attack deals like 100 times the normal damage or something, because it's supposed to be an instant kill. Like your backstabs, they don't actually instantly kill them, they instead deal like 1,000 times what a normal attack should do. I don't know, I didn't... Mage Skill was one of the last ones I did. And I wasn't... I didn't dislike it. Although I felt it got way too short once you're in the college. Like, trying to get into the college was really nice and immersive, like trying to actually get recommendations from everyone. Once you're inside, it's like three quests and then you're the Archmage, and it's like... That felt really short.
You cannot hide this past any longer.
There are gaps. I had my mission, and I have completed it. All but the last sequence.
To destroy the Tenno.
The war was over, so I hid them away. In the second dream, I could not destroy them.
And yet, you were born to. So tell me, what made you stop to reject your nature?
All missions to the Origin system required a sacrifice. Me and my kind become barren when crossing the gap. It is the one flaw we never overcame.
Natah wanted children of her own.
Nata was the daughter, until I destroyed her. Now, I am the Lotus. Now I am the mother.
Yeah, I felt similar about magic. I was like a purely swords guy in plate mail, but then I actually started... It was Conjuration that clicked with me.
You seal my tomb. You kill my two men. Not acceptable behavior. Our differences need to be settled. So, you know where I am. Come, get me. Just try.
Tenno, you know where Till is. When you are ready, destroy him.
Yep, and that is the end of Natah. So at this point we're supposed to go through the nodes and then kill Tilregar and move on to Neptune. But as I said way earlier, I killed him and moved on and then did the quest, so yeah. I'm supposed to do the quest first, at least for the story to make more sense. So after this comes the second dream. So that one's where the story starts to get like good. Again, I don't know if I call it great, but it gets good. Yeah, I on an old build, like late game, Conjuration isn't that good, but early game it just feels real nice to both summon a party member to like take heat off of you, as well as just handle things if they're strong enough, as well as, you know, just poof a bow into existence. Yeah. So second dream tomorrow? It's gonna be hard to log off of this once the stream ends, I have to admit. I'll try to hit exit.
Excellent armaments,
Should I-
operator. Please return covered in blood. Safe and sound.
Just double check this before I exit on stream. At least that way it's more finalized. Okay. So, yes, I think you've caught a glimpse into me being very addicted to this game. I'm going to go to sleep soon, and I'm not going to boot up Warframe again tonight until I've slept. And we'll play second Dream tomorrow night. You too, so but I wish us 3 or 4, if Anthony's still here. The rest is bestest. Seriously, just like try to experiment with magic a bit. Or like, try it like at school you wouldn't normally use. It might click with you. If not, then whatever. That's your playstyle. Salutation.